So we spent a little bit of time talking about that great wealth build. That incredible moment in time from 2008 to 2013 where two huge elements came together. The renewable fuel build here in the United States and the credible explosion of demand, particularly in China, that drew so many of American commodities east to that marketplace and caused this huge push up in grain prices. But guess what? The great wealth build ended in 2013, right? Didn't it? So if you're sitting here with me today, you've already operated in this environment that's post-2013 for about 4 crop years. And by the way, it looks a lot like the environment that most of us spent most of our careers in, right? So here's the key. Number one, most of you started this situation with a lot more equity than you did coming out of the 70s boom and the late 80s bust, right? We had a lot more equity. We had a lot stronger balance sheets. And we've got economies of scale that we never dreamed of back in those days. And there are still opportunities to make a profit in this kind of environment where we are. But how do we do that? Number one, we understand the difference between expensive time and inexpensive time. We're going to talk a little bit about that this morning. We're going to go into some detail about that and understand what those two things are and how they're quite different. The second thing that we need to understand when we market is that the market only cares about your cost of production, and more importantly, when the market does not care about your cost of production. There are very finite times that fit into both of those windows. I'm going to talk about that some today. The third thing, maybe the most important, is what I call the power of the pen. And that is, what does a written marketing plan do for you? And you've heard a lot of people, a lot of analysts, a lot of commodity folks talk about having a written plan. What does that really do to you? Why does it impact the profitability of your operation? And why is it such a big deal? The final thing is, most producers use their on-farm storage for two related purposes that don't tend to be very profitable. One of them is buying time, and the second one is for price speculation. We're going to talk a little bit today about the profitable use of farm bins, what that looks like, how do you do it well, how do you make it work, and work in a way that hits your pocketbook.